Welcome back to AlphaCars and Motorcycles. My name is Ian, and I've got a very special Mercedes-Benz to show you today. Welcome to the 2007 Mercedes-Benz E550 4Matic. This is really a modern classic. This has Mercedes-Benz well-known naturally aspirated 5.5 liter V8, so 382 horsepower in this very sleek and unintimidating sedan. And with that 4Matic system, you're really going to be surprised, and you're going to surprise everyone else on the road with how quick this Mercedes moves out. So this has been exceptionally well cared for since new. Only 2 owners. The first owner, it was just a lease, and once it came off lease, the second owner, who just sold it to us at AlphaCars, he bought it with only 15,000 miles on it when it was off lease, as I just mentioned, and really cared for this Mercedes, as we're about to see. So this even has heated and cooled front seats, a large panoramic roof, which is a rare and desirable option, as well as Xenon headlights. So really, we're about to dive in and learn more about this glorious Mercedes, so let's do it. Now we're going to go over the exterior and really learn just how well cared for and protected this Mercedes has been. But first, let me talk about that V8. For those of you concerned with the potential balance shaft issues, this E550's engine serial number, it is outside of the affected vehicle range, so it has the updated components. So it's not a worry on this E550. And the engine serial number, it's in the video description, so if you want to confirm that for yourself, definitely do so you'll have the peace of mind that we do. So now that that is out of the way, take a look at the reflective quality of the paint, take a look at the wheels. Remember, this is a 2007 and it only has 52,000 miles on it. Now, I have many years of professional detailing experience, and let me tell you, this paint is in awesome shape. And the thing that really impresses me, you can see the line there. This car has paint protective film on the front end. So with 52,000 miles, 2007, the front bumper looks as close to new as possible. Obviously it's not new, but it's very close to it. And it's honestly cleaner than my daily driver, which is a 2019. It's just very impressive. Even as we go along the side of the body now, so we can watch for any door dings or scratches, it has paint protective film on all the edges of the doors. So that's a common place where salt and the like will start to eat at little imperfections and then cause rust and bubbling. And this car is protected from that. And that is very impressive. I do want to note, once we turn this little corner here on the right side for the passenger side, there is a small scuff on this edge, so you can see there, of the rear bumper, but it is hardly noticeable. You really have to go up close to see it there, but I do want to point that out, that is really the only considerable blemish on the exterior. So once again, on the passenger side, we see that line, the paint protection film on the door edge. Continuing, once again, the film on the door edge. Taking a look at the hood. Look at that, it's like the hood isn't there, you're just looking at the sky. It's wonderful. It makes me excited as a detailer. I love when vehicles like this are cared for, especially very rare and desirable vehicles at that. So now I'm going to tell you about some of the recent service, and then we'll hop in the interior and check that out. So as far as the recent service, last year at the end of 2021, it had the Mercedes D service. So an oil change, a brake fluid flush, and also new pads and rotors, so new brakes front and rear. Like I said, at the end of last year, 2021. which was only at 52,385 miles. At the same time as the brakes at that same service, it also had new Michelin tires and an undercarriage fluid film treatment, so a rust preventative treatment on the undercarriage. So once again, the previous owner of this Mercedes just really treated it so well and went out of his way to protect it. So I really appreciate that, and I'm sure you do as well. So talking about the remaining life on the tires and brakes, since they were done just a year ago and the vehicle has not been driven much since, the tires have 90% life front and rear, and the brakes have 90% life front and rear as well. So we can peek through the wheels and just notice how clean the rotors are, nice clean surface. So car brakes nice and smooth from any speed. And the brakes are a nice size, so they really do offer that good performance as well to slow this down when you need it to, because it does have that V8 under the hood. And my last bit of service, in 2020, it had a new battery and a trickle charger lead installed. So let's take a look at the trunk where we can find our trickle charger setup. So all we had to do was pull the trunk latch and it springs right open. It is a very cold day in New England, which is why we see just a little bit of steam from the exhaust. Totally normal with the temperature outside. We can see original mats, very, very nice shape. Doesn't even really look like they were used. We have a nice trunk liner, so this rubber liner to protect the original carpet underneath. So once again, just so impressive of the lengths the previous owner went to protect this. Looking into the back of the trunk, we can just see all the nice room, and we even have a nice little shopping bag hook so we can secure our items thanks to the Mercedes engineers. So we can see right here, this is our lead for the battery tender. So once again, previous owner just made sure the battery was always being tendered, was always being maintained when the vehicle wasn't driven. And now that I have the trunk floor up, you can see original toolkit on the left, and even more room to store any items we may need to store. The E550 also has a power trunk close. So we just hit the button, and that's all there is to it. Let's take a peek at the interior, and then I'll get in and go over some of the standout features and condition while sitting in the driver's area. So just taking a look at the door card condition. The seat condition, all very, very nice. Let me open the rear door for you. Even look at the door jambs. Like, look under the rear door. It almost looks like it's just been on a showroom floor. It's pretty astounding. Checking out the condition of the rear seating area. We pop out these cup holders. We have a nice storage area in our middle armrest. Pop those back. Beautiful. We even have climate control for the rear occupants. We can see our vents right here, or some of our vents. Those are the upper vents. So, dual climate control in the rear of the vehicle. That is really something else when it comes to luxury. So now I'm going to take a seat in the driver's seat, and now just check this out. All the switches, none of the switches are worn out or lacking any of the the writing on them. You can see the condition of the dash. And now take a look at the gauge cluster. No scratching, no swirling, it's just crystal clear. Once again, very impressive to me. That just tells me the car was really always cared for properly, because these gauge clusters, they scratch and swirl up very easily when they're cared for improperly. So this car was just really always in the right hands. We have our climate control options. Let me adjust my temperature on the driver's side. Passenger can adjust their temperature. All the screens work properly with no missing pixels or anything. We have our different options of where we'd like our vents to output air, once again for the passenger, or you can put it back to auto. So all very impressive. We have our multifunction head unit. And now these are exciting. Nice heated seats and ventilated for the passenger as well. And at different intensities. So pretty luxurious. Now looking at the center console area, we have our start and stop button, as this vehicle does have the keyless go option on it. Let me get the camera pointed in the center console. We have some of the suspension controls, adjustable suspension. We have our center cup holder area. Slide this cover back over. Very nice smooth action, doesn't get hung up on anything. In very nice shape. Now let's open our glove box. Look at that, opens very nicely, very smooth. So the dampening effect works really great. Have some additional storage on the dash there. Taking a look, beautiful condition, the door cards, all the leather. Once again, the rear seats. Now let me show you the rear sunshade. Works beautifully. So whether we want to block the sun or just need some privacy, that works flawlessly. The panoramic roof. This is awesome for you and your passengers. I'd love to look through this from the back seat on a nice starry night. Let me open it for you, show you how well it works. Operation's nice and smooth. I'm going to close it because I don't want to let out the heat because it is cold outside. And we have our control, we push it this way, for the sunshade. So does both at once, some dual sunshade action. There are some lighting controls behind here for our rear seat occupants, and we have some additional lighting controls on the front control panel as well. There are some reading lights underneath the rearview mirror. Now you can see this whole time it's been idling very smoothly. Let me pop the hood. Let's take a look at that glorious naturally aspirated V8, and then we'll finish out this video. Looking under the hood, look how clean everything is. Looking at the bolts for the fenders, no witness marks. Same thing with the front core support. Once again, no witness marks on the fenders, or bolts for the fenders rather. So you can tell car is very clean, never been messed with. Looking at the condition of the hood, all the original stickers. The sound insulation is in very nice shape as well. It's also a fire blanket, depending on what you'd like to call it. Taking a look at the engine a little closer. You can hear it idling very smoothly. All those pulleys and belts working as they should. It's a really, really impressive condition. So let me shut this now.
We're just finishing up the service work on the E550, and I'm going to take this opportunity while the car is on the lift and show you the underbody. The vehicle is actually in very, very good, very well maintained condition as far as scheduled maintenance, and the underbody has been maintained as well throughout the years. It's been serviced with the fluid film, and we just did the underbody inspection and did another service. So you can see how it looks with the wheels off and the vehicle on the lift. So let me just do a pass under the vehicle with the camera. You can see that. And then we'll turn around and you can see going in the different direction. Here's the rear suspension. Exhaust is in great condition, and the car was used in New England throughout the year. Obviously, with only 52,000 miles, it's very, very little use, and the car was stored in the garage. But yeah, on the suspension, it definitely, you can see it held up really good because it was treated with fluid film throughout the years, and we just did new product application. You can see that shiny stuff. The fluid film could be in clear form or with black pigment. We used the black pigment on this car. Exhaust is in great condition. There are no scrapes on the underbody, and there are no oil leaks. As far as the mechanical condition, it's in great condition. The brakes were just done front and rear, and we also refinished the calipers so they look nice and pretty. The tires are practically brand new, set of Michelins. You can see them here. They're Primacy touring tire, nice tire. It's an all-season tire. So you can see the entire underbody one more time. Very, very impressive.
So this has been a close look at this awesome E550. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative. Please take a look at our listing on our website, AlphaCars.com, and that'll provide you with any details that I may have missed. And if you have any further questions, definitely give us a call. We'd be happy to answer them. This has been Ian reporting from our Boxborough location. Please leave a like and consider subscribing to not miss any more exciting content.